What we've been doing in Flower Valley is part of a bigger project that we've been working on, which is entitled Ethical Production in South Africa, Advancing a Cultural Economy Approach. I will explain a little bit more about what that actually means. It's a very kind of academic title, and hopefully it will become apparent where we're coming from with this project as we proceed. The project's funded by a charitable trust in the UK, the Leverhulme Trust, which funds all kinds of social science and scientific research that is intended to have a socially positive impact. Okay, so it's very much from that kind of philanthropic avenue that we receive funding for this research. And the two case studies that we've been working on are sustainable wildflower harvesting, so hence the case study of Flower Valley, and also a project in the Northern Cape, in Exton Scale, close to Cairns, on fair trade raisin production system. So we've been looking at the different ethics articulated through those two different projects. So the key research questions that we've been looking at are, what are the ethical schemes that are at work in these two case studies, and what policies are involved in each of those two quite specific supply chains. One of the most important questions for us is to ask whose values are being represented in those supply chains. Of course, you've got one project where the ethics are essentially devised in the global north and then delivered in South Africa. That's the Northern Cape project, a fair trade project. And then we've got Flower Valley, where the ethics that are articulated very much homegrown and linking into international debates about sustainability and biodiversity and so on, but essentially something that's been organically grown in this part of the Western Cape. So two quite different models that we're interested in using to get at this question about whose values are at work within these ethical supply chains that connect us in the UK back to you people here in South Africa. And the final question that we're interested in is the relationship, if you like, between environmental conservation on the one hand and socioeconomic development on the other hand, and how they're playing out in ethical supply chains. So what we want to do today, we're focusing specifically, of course, on the Flower Valley project, and we're looking at the ethicality of the wild famous harvesting through the eyes of different stakeholders. So we're reporting back to you today on what we found out by talking to all those different stakeholders about the kinds of things that they value and the kinds of issues that they've mentioned to us where things might be working very well or things might not be working as well as they can do. And in particular, we'll be focusing on, there's a lot of things that we could actually feed back to you today, but the two specific things that we're going to focus on are the implementation of the Sustainable Harvesting Code of Practice and what the various stakeholders have told us about how that's working or not working and so on. And then also looking at some of the things that we found out around the labour and social standards at work within the flame loss industry.